Hello, everyone, and welcome to RDMG TV. Mike Kennedy here with Coach Nikki York, head coach of Lady Tigers softball. And Coach, it's good to be back with you again and talk a little bit about softball.
Oh, thanks for having me on here today, and thank you guys for being willing to come out here to the field and get some footage. I appreciate it.
Well, it's been a while since we've talked, since fall ball last softball season, but you guys are already geared up, and we're talking about slow pitch right now. So this is your first full year and second season of softball, actually, as we're moving into slow pitch. First time this has been here, I think, forever, or?
Yes, that's what they tell me.
Okay. All right. So tell us a little bit about the slow pitch and how this has kind of evolved. And I know coming from Davenport, I think you guys had that program down there, and you saw that as a great benefit. So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. Well, first of all, whenever they hired me back in, I guess it'd be around this time last year, that was one of my questions was if we when I came over here, if we'd be able to implement it. And administration has been extremely supportive over here. And they basically just told me, if you think that it's going to benefit your program, then we'll try to get it in. And I really wasn't thinking it would be this close as far as getting it in this year, but it has made a wonderful difference, a huge difference in our team this year already. And it's gonna help us out. We're getting better and better each time we go on the field, and that you're only gonna see better improvements and bigger things from us in the fall as well. So it's really been beneficial so far. And we've been very successful so far.
Well, we'll talk about that here in just a minute. But let's talk about the benefits of slow pitch softball as opposed to the fast pitch game you've got. So, just tell us a little bit about the benefits, what you get from the slow pitch game.
Okay. Well, first of all, obviously defensively, everybody up at the plate, everybody that you're pitching to up at the plate, somebody's going to hit the ball every time. In fast pitch, if you have a really good pitcher, your right fielder might not even see a ball the entire game. She might not field the ball for 2 games. Right. It just depending on the pitching. But in this game, everybody on defense is going to be involved so much more. And it's just a team thing. Your team defense is very important, and it's really brought us, as far as unity, it's really brought our team together a little bit more, I think. Offensively, in fast pitch, we struggle with sitting back and waiting on changeups, and a lot of the times we even hit them, which we don't necessarily want to do unless we have 2 strikes. So this is something that, it's kind of good for them to work on their weakness all the time, in that they're having to supply their own power with waiting on that slower pitch. And it's a confidence booster big time at the plate, because they know that they're going to get up there and they're going to put the ball in play. Yeah. And that's a positive,
Well, and I think most people recognize the benefits defensively, because yes, you're going to hit the ball and it forces you to make a play on the ball. But offensively, too, I think that's a good point that you bring out as well, of sitting back and waiting on it, looking for because you're going to get the changeup in high school. And then also just the time, the field time, and being together with the players. Do you get to bring some of the 8th graders up to this? I mean, or is it still just strictly, basically the team that you had last fall?
Yes, it is. It is just 9th through 12th graders. Those incoming freshmen, they will get an opportunity to come out. Hopefully, all of them do next year. But it's a high school sport. We do not have it in middle school, and so basically, I'm just working with those same high school girls. I had 23 out in the fall, and 17 are out in the spring. So numbers are still really, really good.
Well, that's always a good sign. Okay, let's talk about some of the success you've had thus far. And I get the slow pitch. You play in a league. You have certain number of teams in the league, and you go through a district, a regional, state tournament. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. First of all, as far as the playoffs go, it's pretty much set up just like fast pitch, except for when you get to regionals, instead of taking just one team, the runner-up and the champion advances. And that's because you have a 3-team district instead of a 2-team district. So playoffs are pretty much set the exact same. OSSAA mandates all of it. But as far as conference, we do not have a conference in it yet. A lot of teams in our fast pitch conference are trying to get it, so that will be a plus. If all of them get it, I think we'll end up having like a conference set schedule in slow pitch as well. But we play teams just that are around here. You know,
mention some of those teams that you play and what the record is.
Well, we've played Stroud, we've played Chandler, we go to DPU on Monday, we go to Berry Hill, we've played Meeker, we've played Blackwell. So just a lot of the teams that are still around here. Right now, our record is 10-4 as of today. And so I think we're peaking at the right time. We're getting better every game. We're getting confident. Pairings come out today for districts. Okay. So in 2 weeks, we'll be playing districts at this time.
Have any idea where that's going to be, or will you be able to host that here?
We're hoping to host at home for sure. Just with it being the first time we've ever had slow pitch, I'm not really sure where they'll send us. Yeah. So,
hey, it's a new adventure here every day, but hey, you take it a step at a time, and you progress along with it. Hey, let's bring in senior here, Mariah Treat. Hey, Mariah, good to have you here, and let's talk a little bit about Mariah. Now, I don't know how much she's going to talk. We talked before, and I said this is real easy, you know. So, but I understand, Mariah, that you're going to actually go play some college ball at Mid-America?
Yes, Mid-America Christian University. It's a really small school, so that fits me well. The teaching is really good there, I heard, so it should be really good for me.
And let's talk a little bit about your high school experience, because I remember, I think you were primarily a track participant when you were a freshman, I think, and then somebody said, "Hey, she's really fast. Let's get her in here at least to run the bases." Is that kind of how that started?
Yeah, I ran track my freshman and sophomore year and went to state in that, and so I guess I am pretty fast.
Okay. What did you do in track that got you to state?
My freshman year I went to state in the mile and the 800 and placed 4th in the mile at state. And my sophomore year I went for the mile and didn't place in that. So. Well,
obviously though a pretty good showing though for as a freshman and sophomore. Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, have you migrated all the way now to softball?
Yes, all the way. Do not do any other sport anymore. So that's about it.
Well, and then you were telling me just a little bit about, I guess, the recruiting or your conversations with Coach here about the process of actually saying, hey, I think I might want to go on and play some softball at the next level.
Yeah, I've always thought about playing college softball. It didn't really hit me until like the end of our season, fast pitch, and I talked to Coach about it like almost one of our last games, and I went to a college fair in Stillwater and heard about Mid-America, and that's how I learned about that.
Well, I think you'll be excited about it, and college life, the dorm life, the college athlete. I mean, that's always, Coach, you've been there. You could give her some little, probably tips about that as well. So well, congratulations. I think it'll be a good thing for you to be able to extend your softball talents and experience in the college ranks. So, Coach. Okay, so from here we go to districts and regional and state, and then I suppose that there's not a whole lot of a break between slow pitch softball and when you get fired up again. Tell us what's going on for this summer.
We will start and that's whenever we'll bring in those incoming freshmen, but we will start, basically we'll have a summer softball camp right after school is out. It'll be the last week in May, and we'll have a couple of practices with those freshman girls that are coming in, and then we'll roll right into June and go to Prague and start playing. So. And
that's a league there, just a summer league basically that you play in there. And what teams will be involved in that?
Usually it's Prague, it's Bethel, it's Dale, usually Wellston, Davenport, Choctaw, just numerous teams that are kind of around the area. Seminole, Tecumseh.
Now, Choctaw, is that where your sister's coaching?
Oh yeah, they usually definitely hook us up down there.
So how is that? I mean, going through this last year here, and you probably coached against each other before, is that right?
Yeah, she was out at Elk City, and they would come to our festival at Bristow, and then somehow we would always end up together in the Hall of Fame shootout somehow. I guess these people just know us. I don't know.
So how did you fare this last year, record-wise, again, going head-to-head?
Well, they went to state tournament in 6A. They were definitely a Cinderella team that got there. They ended up beating Moore, who was very successful in softball. So they upset them twice, and they made it to state. We played them right before our regionals, and played them pretty good. But she's got a good little freshman pitcher that'll be back next year. So they ended up beating us. But she's got right there on the outskirts of Oklahoma City. I mean, she's got a lot of girls to choose from. Yeah. So
let's talk about and some of the players that maybe you're excited about coming back. Pitching is always a big thing, for fast pitch, and so you've got some seniors graduating this year. So tell us a little bit what's in store for us coming up this summer and fall.
Well, I've got a couple of pitchers that are 8th graders that'll be coming in, and they'll be inexperienced, but I'm excited to see what they bring for us. I think they're definitely going to help us out tremendously once they kind of get in our program and see how high school ball is like. Yeah. But then I've got a great junior class that will be seniors coming up, and I'm excited to see what they do.
Thank you guys for coming in. We're going to wrap it up for here. It's Mike Kennedy, RDMG TV, with Coach Nikki York and Mariah Tree.